What up? It's Chen Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all, I have a great show set up for y'all today. In breaking news, the ice storm that is heading, the ice storm and the snowstorm that is heading to the U.S. this weekend is predicted to unalive people. It is a very, very serious storm. We have some information about that for y'all. In lead stories, has Jayda, Ari Fletcher, and Supa Peach's battle over Lil Baby gone too far? In quick news, we're going to talk about Offset, Donald Trump, Renee Good, Lamar Odam, Fat Joe, J. Cole, Dr. Umar, and everyone's favorite Stefon Digg. As always, we're going to close out the show with social discussion, lesson, and question of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TV, your radio, your devices up. Come on, it's hump day, and I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right. What up? I hope you all are in a good mood. I'm going to start the live on Instagram. I want to welcome everybody on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. Yes, we are in our third week of lives. I'm feeling good. Welcome, everybody. Okay, we got a big show set up for you guys today. A lot going on. One of the things that I would like to start out with here. One of the things I would like to start out with is letting you guys know about the weather that's headed to the United States. Yes, we know we are a global show, but one of our biggest demographics is the U.S. And I have a very, very important video for you guys. Whenever there is some sort of warning that's going on, most people don't take heed to it. And they feel like, oh, they're just saying this. They want us to buy supplies. This is a very unbiased person that I wanted to play a video for you guys of, because I want everybody to pay attention out there. If you guys remember a couple of months ago with the hurricane in Jamaica, my mother and father are both Jamaican, and I know the things that went on with my family down there. And the U.S., yes, this is not a hurricane, but it could arguably be worse, because there's going to be some states that get hit with 3 inches of ice. There will be places that rescue teams, police officers, etc., will not be able to get to, because you cannot get anywhere when there's 3 inches of ice. So take heed. Let's listen to this video, and then we'll get into our normal entertainment and political news. Take a listen.
Waiting to talk about the storm that's coming this weekend, because I didn't want to freak people out. And a lot of these forecasts never pan out, but this one is panning out, it looks like. Yeah, everyone's in agreement now that the crazy forecast is actually happening. This is going to be one of those storms you probably remember for much of your life. Basically, more than the eastern half of the United States is going to be below freezing. Most of that below zero. They're calling for, foot and a half of snow all through here, all the way to the mid-Atlantic, and 3 inches of ice in this pink band right here. 3 inches of ice is unbelievably catastrophic. That is crazy. Worse than what Texas experienced in 2021. There's going to be loss of life. Anywhere there's 3 inches of ice, there's no power. There's not going to be a power line that's not on the ground when there's 3 inches of ice. And emergency services aren't going to be able to reach you because there's 3 inches of ice on the road. That's what's going to happen if this forecast is correct. The grid's going to fail. Refineries are going to shut down. Water systems are going to shut down. Could knock out a couple of LNG terminals if it goes far enough south on the Gulf Coast. This is going to be a disaster if this forecast is even close to accurate. I mean, a major disaster. Huge natural disaster across pretty much all the southern states. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you live in the pink area, you should plan to be without power for at least a week, maybe a month.
Ow. A month?
That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you need to prepare for it, because it wouldn't be the first time it happened, okay? This is that. People went without power for a month in Texas in 2021. This is a repeat of that. For you folks in the upper Midwest, where it's going to be like 30 below, take the largest electric bill you've ever had in your life and add, 25% to that or more. Yeah. But more importantly, just be prepared. Thanks.
All right, so that was, like I said, as unbiased as you can get, just literally somebody who understands what's going on. Please, like I said, I just went through it a couple of months ago with my family in Jamaica. It is no joke. Be prepared, and I will follow up if we have any other news. Like I said, I'm not a weatherman, but just you know what I mean. Just be prepared. Let's hope it's not as bad as they are calling for, but be prepared. All right, let's jump over into lead stories and talk about Jayda, Ari Fletcher, and Supa Peach. Okay, I'm going to try to do my best here with this story. This story is has been going on, I don't know. I think it started Sunday. And as you guys know, I took off Monday for Martin Luther King, which a lot of people did as well too. And yesterday we covered the Don Lemon, Nicki Minaj, and Donald Trump. So I'm a little bit late on this, but a couple of people have sent stuff to me and I'm kind of pieced it together and just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. Another reason why I'm hesitant in doing things like this is because of the fact that this is very girly, you know what I mean? And it's girls talking about baby daddies and stuff. And y'all know me, I don't like to get into too many like girly spats, but I got to do my job. And this is literally viral, taking over everyone's blog. So I'm going to do the guy point version and just bring everybody up to speed. Okay. So Instagram, you know, and TV influencer, Ari Fletcher and Jayda Cheaves, and there's also Supa Peach. Now, Ari Fletcher has been allegedly messing around with Lil Baby for some time now. Now, Lil Baby is Jada's baby daddy. Okay, Jayda Cheaves. Now, Jayda and Ari were friends. They were on a BET show together, and for I think almost to the ending of the show, they were kind of like separating, and people were like, "Oh, is Jayda just jealous of Ari?" And nobody knew what was really going on. Jayda, and this is what set this off. Jayda, I think Saturday or maybe Sunday, she was on a live, and somebody asked her if Ari was cheating. Well, not cheating, because Jayda is not together with Lil Baby, but that's her baby daddy. So it's kind of like that girl code where it's like, yo, if you're my girlfriend, like you wouldn't be messing around with my baby daddy. And if you are, at least tell me. So somebody asked her and said, hey, we heard that Ari's messing around with Lil Baby. Do you know about it? So this is one clip that I'm going to tell you quickly. And here's what she said.
Them rumors are true. No shade. That's been going on. That's been a thing. But I don't want to talk about it. Like, literally, let's not talk about that.
Okay, so if for those of you who are not seeing this video, it looks like she was on TikTok, and it says the TikTok rumors about Ari and Lil Baby, and she addressed them. She said, they're true. I don't want to talk about it. Now, here is where the plot thickens and it gets worse. Ari is going out, and I'm if not mistaken, they have a kid together. I think they have a son. Ari is going out with Moneybagg Yo, and they've been going out since 2019. Now, everybody and their mama, even I knew this, has made claims about Ari cheating on Moneybagg Yo, and Moneybagg Yo was always like defending her. On the internet is like, yo, don't you see her out like grinding and doing things on this guy? And he's like, oh, that's just her gay makeup artist. We're like, yeah, we'll see her in another place with another guy, etc. And he just looks like he's in love with his girl and doesn't really want to hear anything. Well, let's see what he's going to have to say about this, because, you know, he put something in his stories today and he was like, oh, don't believe everything that you hear. So it looks like he's going to defend her again, but there's so much receipts coming out that it's pretty obvious. Also, side note, asterisk, Cardi B came out, I think maybe like a year or so, maybe 2 years now, and she said that one of Offset's side chicks was Ari Fletcher. So, like I said, for years, people have been accusing Ari of sleeping around different rappers, etc., etc. Okay, so that brings you up to speed on Jayda's side. So then, of course, it's 2025. The internet's got an internet. People are looking to Ari Fletcher to say, yo, what's going on? Did you really sleep, or have you been having an affair on Moneybagg Yo with Lil Baby? Is it true? So she said, all right, cool. I'm going to come and address all the rumors, and I'm going to go on my Twitch and I'm going to reply, and I'm going to expose everything that's going on. Then allegedly, Ari got wind that Jayda and her sister, if I'm not mistaken, her sister's name is Jessie, were trying to set Ari up to have her look like a liar. And Ari was going to come out and be like, this is not true, da 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 da. And then Jayda was going to come with receipts and say, look, it's over for her. I can prove to y'all out there that she's a liar. Here are all the receipts. So Ari got wind of that, and she went on Twitch anyways, but then she ended up doing a makeup and a hair tutorial or something like that, and didn't really address the situation that has been going on for 24 hours. Then enters Supa Peach. Now, Supa Peach is an Atlanta rapper, and a fan, I think she was on live or doing something, and a fan asked her and said, yo, what would you do if you were Ari? Ari just went on Twitch. What would you do if Jayda was accusing you? You know, would you do like Ari did and just stay away from it, or would you address it? So Supa Peach was like, yo, I would literally go out and say, yeah, so what, Jayda? I did this, whatever, blah, blah. So she's trying to egg Ari Fletcher on. And she kind of did like a reenactment of what she would say to Jayda. Then Jayda comes back and replies and says, listen, y'all out there can listen to Supa Peach if you want, but this is really about Ari. I don't know what Supa Peach is getting involved with this anyways. By the way, Supa Peach is here trying to drag me, and I'm going to show you guys receipts. She's a fan. She DM'd me saying, hey, do you want anybody to be an influencer? Do you want me to help you out at your shows? I would like to be an ambassador for her. Supa Peach came back and was like, yo, this is ATL. Like, I'm networking. There's nothing wrong with me DMing you. I have no problem with that. But what I'll do now is I'll expose you for things. And she was trying to expose Jayda for having an STD. And she tried to expose Jayda for actually stealing Lil Baby away from Emily, which Emily was Jada's friend back in the day. And how the story goes is that Emily was messing around with Lil Baby. Then Jayda obviously met Lil Baby and was like, yo, I don't care about Emily, was with Lil Baby, and they had a kid together. Emily enters the chat and she's like, yo, everything that Supa Peach is saying is true. Jayda backdoored me to get to Lil Baby. And finally, Jayda came and was like, all right, who cares about the Emily thing? Well, not who cares, but more importantly, Supa Peach, you want to talk about me having an STD? The last person that did that, I sued them for defamation, and apparently, allegedly, she won, I think it was like $50 million from Walgreens because they exposed like her medication, and somebody took it and whatever and said something about her having an STD, kind of like the Cardi B and Tasha K situation. So Walgreens, because they gave out her medication, she sued Walgreens for $50 million. So Jada's like, don't play with me. I already sued Walgreens. Take that back or that'll be defamation. We'll see if Supa Peach takes it back or not. So that's where we are. Like I said, if you're on any sort of blog this weekend or the past 2 days, you will see Jayda, now Emily, Ari, and Supa Peach literally going off. I could have played you guys some videos, but it's literally F and B and F and this and whatever, and it was just too much editing. So we brought everything together for you guys right there. And that is bringing you up to date with all the drama with Jayda, Ari Fletcher, and Supa Peach. Let me know how I did. I think that was pretty good for somebody who's not involved in like girl, guy, baby mama drama. I think I did my thing, man. You know, these are times when I wish I had a co-host, a female co-host. All right, I'm going to get to the comment section shortly. As you guys know, after the show, I'll also send out a link for any of you guys who want to discuss anything that I'm talking about. I still have more things to talk about, but anybody has any more information, anybody know anything what Lil Baby is saying through all this? Anybody know what Moneybagg Yo is saying through all this? Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the guys are going to come out the woodwork and Moneybagg Yo is going to go at Lil Baby and be like, what? You know, you've been my girl? Okay, it's going to be a problem. So stay tuned for that. All right. That's it with lead stories. Let's get over now to quick news. We're going to talk about Offset paying off his taxes. The divorce with him and Cardi B could move forward. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and his airplane making an emergency turnaround yesterday. Renee Good She was alive for 8 hours after the ICE agent pow-powed her. Lamar Odam, Fat Joe, Dr. Umar confesses accidentally to a crime, and also everyone, the one that everyone's talking about, Cardi B and Stefon Digg. Stefon Digg has some movement in one of his paternity cases. I have sources that are telling me he's trying to hide something from us. So we'll unlock that. Let's go over to quick news now. Okay, Offset. Y'all know when I have out the this notepad, that's when I get all the tea. This is like sources and back end information. So I think I don't even have to say allegedly. We all know that the divorce with Offset and Cardi B has had major delays and major roadblocks. A lot of people have dragged Cardi B, especially religious people or Christian people, have said, how could you live with another man, and especially how could you have a baby with another man when you are still married? Her and Offset are still married. Cardi B has come out and said, I am not going to stop living my life because of a technicality. I want to get divorced. I'm legally separated, but Offset is slowing up the divorce because he wants me to pay his taxes and he wants one of my properties. So that's where the dragging has come from. And Offset said that he wants, I think, like 70% of her earnings. So this is back and forth what's going on. Now, from what I've heard, yesterday, Tuesday, $1.5 million has been cleared off of his tax lien, and he has only $700,000 left to pay. Now, here is the caveat. Allegedly, it was not Offset who paid it off. And allegedly, it's maybe somebody on the Cardi B camp or even the Stefon Diggs camp. Stefon Diggs is an NFL player. $1.5 million is not a lot to him. Offset hasn't made a lot of money. He hasn't gone on tours. He hasn't released a successful album. So that 1.5 is hard for him. Now, people are saying that Stefon paid it off or Cardi paid it off and wants it not to seem like it comes from them because they are literally just trying to calm down the talk around them. That's why I have this paternity case that has mysteriously just gone away. Cardi B, like a lot of you, is starting to be aware that the online chatter is starting to turn from Cardi support to Cardi hate. Every time I talk about Cardi and I go to the comment section, you guys say, yo, I'm fed up of her. I'm fed up of the drama. I'm fed up of her coming on, Twitter spaces and ranting and going after people, et cetera, et cetera. Now, Cardi B is known for these rants, but I starting to agree with most of you, like, that's not all you want to be known for. And I also think she had so much support leaving Offset because we know how much of a dog Offset was, repeatedly cheating on her. I think she lost a lot of momentum going with Stefon Diggs, and not only just going with him, having a baby with him. And some will arguably say that Stefon is worse than Offset because he's not just cheating on you, he's had 3 or 4 babies after you. And I think there's still 2 left to be born. So I think this is a little bit of a cleanup. And Cardi B knows her concert is coming up, I think, next month. So I think she's trying to, save face a little bit here. So from what I'm hearing, the divorce should be finalized shortly now that they have settled this tax situation. So that's it with Cardi B and debt. Now let's move over to Donald Trump and something that happened yesterday. Now, I'm going to play a video of mine that happened yesterday. This happened around, I think, 10:30. I think I was watching Fox News and it was like, breaking news, Donald Trump's plane, Air Force One, is making an emergency U-turn. I got on my phone right away. I went to Twitter and listened to what I found on Twitter. Now, before I even play the video, we all know that Trump has landed in Switzerland successfully. We know that he got on a second plane, a smaller plane, and there's not too much talk about it. But there are still some people on some ends of the web that say that it was very suspicious how things went down. Listen to the video. We'll talk about it. He tried to take out Donald Trump on Air Force One. President Trump, Air Force One, just did a U-turn back to D.C. Pray for Trump's safety. What's going on? Breaking, motorcade racing to Joint Base Andrews. Look at this. They are already trying to spin it, saying that it's something electrical, and they're just going to put him on to a new plane. We know the leaders in Switzerland were upset at Trump, and we know that Trump has pissed off a lot of leaders and also people here at home. This could be anybody trying to do something to Donald Trump. We'll talk about this more on the Trend Out Loud show. Link in bio. All right. So like I said, that was close to 24 hours ago when everybody was speculating that there's something going on. My question, and a lot of people on Twitter's question, is if it's just an electrical problem, A, don't you find that out before you leave? It's very weird that you find this out 10 minutes after and you have to make a U-turn and bring the plane down. Why do you need the whole motorcade? I still think that there was something going on. There is a lot going on with Donald Trump right now within his own organization. He has pissed off a lot of the leaders who he's meeting with today in Switzerland, which, by the way, he claims he made a deal with Greenland. And what I've been hearing just in the past hour or so is that it's not really a deal. He really succumbed to NATO's demands, and he's just making it look like he made a deal when he really didn't make a deal. Nothing is going to change. They're going to go as business as usual. And this is Trump just trying to save face and be like, all right, we reached a deal. NATO and I reached a deal. Nothing will change. They're not going to own Greenland. It's not going to be the 51st state. And he also made a mistake and called it Iceland. and Caroline Levis was like, he really meant that the land has a lot of ice. So, just my point is that Trump has just been a nightmare in the past 24 hours. Maybe it was somebody on his team messing with him, some sort of a little electrical thing, just to be like, hey, just quiet down a little. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can get you at any time. I actually personally think, no source, no nothing, I think somebody on Trump's team was playing with him a little because he was about to go to Switzerland and go off. And they were just like, just keep in mind that, we could get you at any time. As much as Donald Trump is the president, I still think, and I'm sure y'all know, you don't see the real leaders of the world. They're just in the background. And, Trump is just the puppet and just listens to what they tell him to do. Okay. That was my little conspiracy theory for today. All right. So that's Donald Trump. If you guys have heard about his plane turning around, that is the details concerning that. Now, let's go to another video that has completely pissed me off about Renee Good. And we haven't spoken about her in the past couple of days. But listen to what this doctor and examiner had to say about Renee Good being alive. Guys, are you ready for this? 8 minutes. Do you know what you could do and how many lives you could save in 8 minutes, much less just one? She was alive for 8 minutes after the incident. No attention. I remember vividly reporting this to you guys. If not the day of, the next day, there was a doctor on hand saying, I am a doctor, let me help. ICE was like, nah, you can't go and help. There was an ambulance that was trying to get in. They were blocking. They literally left Renee Good to just, what happened to her. And they could have helped her. 8 minutes. Listen to this.
I learned for the first time through an NPR story that Renee Good still had a pulse 8 minutes after she was shot by an ICE agent. And yet the offer to administer aid from a physician on the scene following his Hippocratic oath was denied. I can't say how much that stirs the blood of everyone behind me here as we try to fulfill our obligation, our oath, and our duty to care for the people of Minnesota. And I believe it stirs the blood of every patriotic Minnesota who knows how we treat each other in this state. So that is what we are here to speak to today as healthcare professionals.
And let's not forget, people, there is still not an investigation on any ICE agent that was there. Not one. But there is a federal investigation on Renee Good's wife. Her wife. And there was one on her, but then that got thrown out because it's like, she's not even here anymore. Well, what are we doing? Renee Good's wife is being investigated to see if she was an agitator, to see if she's part of any activist groups. but nobody there, no ICE agent. Forget about even Jonathan Ross that unalived her. What about the agent that stopped the paramedics? What about the agent that said no to the doctor? No investigation. ICE just does whatever they want. They're protected by Trump, JD Vance. Like, what are you talking about? Christy Nome. I don't know how that sits with y'all, but that is disgusting if you ask me. Okay, next we're gonna go over to Lamar Odam. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Lamar Odam, Khloe Kardashian's, were they ever married? No, I think they have kids. Sorry, y'all know I don't keep up with the Kardashians. No pun intended. All right, so Lamar Odam and guys out there, famous basketball player, obviously played with the Lakers, etc. Lamar Odam is facing multiple charges, including DUI. He was stopped doing 100 miles an hour on the freeway. He actually sped past the police officers just on the highway, sped past the police officers. The police officers then sped up and was like, who is this crazy guy? Pulled him over. He pulled down his window. They smelled that Bob Marley. And he turned to them and was like, how is your night, officers, besides me driving like I'm driving Back to the Future? Imagine you roll down your window before the cops ask you license. Hey, officers, how you doing? Besides my driving from Back to the Future. You already know the person is gone, right? Anyways, there hasn't been any updates since I last checked. I'm sure he'll probably going to get bail. But for those of you who don't know, he has struggled with addiction for a very long time. This is not the first incident. This is a repeat incident. So, you know, I hear there's a lot of people out there that are like this, whatever, etc. And I'm not condoning it or I'm not excusing it. But when somebody has an addiction, you have to have a little bit of understanding and grace to know that, you know, their actions are out of their control because of their addiction. And I know Khloe has tried to get him help. I know he has checked himself in to different facilities. And Lamar is 46 years old, and it looks like he still hasn't kicked the habit. So something that is very, very sad. Okay. Next, we're going to go over to Fat Joe and Jayda not feeling J. Cole. If I'm not mistaken, I think we spoke about this. Oh, no, it was A$AP Rocky. So J. Cole dropped his album, or it's dropping. I think it's coming this Friday, if not mistaken. And Jayda was on the Jayda and Joe podcast. Shout out to them. And Jayda was like, yo, J. Cole's coming. I heard some of his rhymes. He is flowing. And he took some of the Lox's beat for a mixtape. And yo, he is here. And Fat Joe was like, I don't want to hear nothing about no rhymes. I don't want to hear nothing. He didn't engage in the battle with Kendrick and Drake. I don't want to hear about him no more. I don't feel like we should put him in that echelon because he didn't enter the battle. Take a listen to this.
Cole, I don't look at him the same. He ain't come outside. The sword is dull. I don't care what he spit. I always said he's one of the greatest, and all that is irrelevant to me when you talking all that gangster shit and they call you to the yard and you don't step outside. I can't look at you.
Listen, when I was talking about the A$AP Rocky diss to Drake, I was like, look, we have to really get past this. It's been like 2 years. It's ridiculous now. But Fat Joe does have a point. Now, look, any other genre of music, I would say you don't have to do anything. You don't have to respond. But the origins of hip hop is battling. Like, that is a part of the culture. And J. Cole has said numerous amount of times that he's part of the top three. He's Muhammad Ali. He's the champ. He's number one, etc., just like Drake and just like Kendrick did. And if you say that and you talk that kind of talk, and like Joe said, when we call you to the yard and you don't come, your rhymes might be nicer. Album that's coming out might be dope, but we cannot put you in that conversation anymore because you bowed out. So I kind of agree with Joe. I would like to see a day where we're not thinking about this battle, but at the same time, I 100% agree. So I can't wait to come to the comment section and find that out. All right. Now, next, let's talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. A lot of talk has been going on about Dr. Umar, I would say for the past 6 months. A lot of people have gotten fed up with Dr. Umar and him raising money for his FDMG Foundation and the school that he wants to build for Black men. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey, okay? Pan-Africanism. Now, I'm sure most of you know who Dr. Umar is, but I understand he's not like an international star. And Dr. Umar has been made famous for being the poster child for Black love, Black family, Black wife, Black kids, Black everything. He has said millions of times, like, I'm not a racist, but I'm trying to bring my people together economically, family, to build, to make sure that we don't lose our Pan-Africanism. He has just made that clear. So, dare I say, I don't even want to put his name with these people, but whoever's birthday was just last Monday and another leader that was in the civil rights movement, again, please don't put these 2 or 3 men together, but he's kind of like the modern day that, okay? So with that being said, a lot of Black people like him and support him and give him donations and want this school to be open, this charter school. But if I'm not mistaken, it's been around 10 years, and the money, the donations, and he has the school, but it's not open yet. He'll go and film, he'll go do IG stories on whatever. And he said, I'm working on the bathrooms, I'm working on the electricity. And we see the building, but the school has still not been open. A couple of months ago, I played for you a director or a producer that was suing him, and she said that she had receipts, etc., and then she was going to sue him civilly. He settled with her, and she was exposing him. So there has been a lot of attention, both civilly and criminally, because she has alluded to the fact that he was doing some criminal activity with money laundering, etc. Now, since then, Dr. Umar hasn't been doing a lot of interviews. He makes a lot of his money doing appearances. He travels around the world, but then he also goes on like Art of Dialogue. He'll go on Vlad TV and he'll talk. He now is only going to safe spaces that are not going to ask him too much about what's going on with the school. He went to an interview, and apparently this wasn't that much of a friendly interview because the interviewer asked him about the school. And this one line has allegedly, from what people are saying, caused a criminal investigation that he could be facing up to 3 years in prison. Now, before I play the video for you, I just want to give you some background information. Dr. Umar's company is, I don't know if you call it a company, but his registration is registered under a 501c3, which is a nonprofit status. Y'all know about nonprofits. We don't have to get into that. You cannot pay yourself. You cannot do this. You cannot do that, whatever. It's very, very strict when you have a nonprofit. Another thing that comes when you're a nonprofit is you have to disclose everything. Now, you can go online and search and look at his taxes and et cetera, because he's a nonprofit. And that, because the public is giving you donations, you have to disclose everything. Listen to what Dr. Umar said that got him in a lot of hot water.
So critics say, obviously you raised millions for your school, and after some time, about a decade or so, the school hasn't been up. So they want to know, what's the 2026 update on FDMG Academy?
First of all, anything a critic says about FDMG, I would like to know where they get their information from.
Online,
Nobody
sir.
knows how much money we raised because we never shared it. My circle is so tight that nobody in the public could know anything unless we share it with them. Know where they get their information from.
Listen.
Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it.
Sir, are you crazy? Are you crazy? This literally could be used in a court of law. Nobody knows our information. Nobody knows what's going on with our money because we've never shared it. You literally just admitted that you're hiding funds. People have been accusing you of doing that for years. This producer or director a couple of months ago brought you a civil suit that you allegedly settled quietly. She said that she was going to alert the feds about things that you're doing. You say that you're not going to go and do interviews, and then you come on an interview and say, nobody knows what we're doing because we don't report things properly. Dr. Umar is in big, big trouble. That sentence right there could get him in a lot of problems. And like I said, the cops are already looking at him. So we'll follow this up. I do have somebody that's close to the situation, and I'll follow up and let you know what's going on with Dr. Umar. All right. Now I save everyone's favorite for last. We're going to talk about Stefon Digg and his paternity case. Now, Stefon Digg has, I don't know what, it's going to be 6 or 7 babies now. But there was one that was asking Stefon for sole custody, money, and he fought back and was like, look, I cannot agree to anything until we take a paternity test. And if the paternity test shows that I am the father, I want dual custody, and I'll only give you money when my child is with you. Now, listen to this. This is from court records. Court records show that Stefon Digg's ex filed paperwork requesting the full dismissal of her lawsuit against Diggs earlier this week. The filing came shortly after her attorney confirmed that a DNA test had been completed and the matter was resolved. Now, everyone thinks that that means the DNA test came back and she's letting the lawsuit go because the baby's not his. No, they got a DNA test and the matter has been resolved. That's not telling you anything. No additional details were provided in the court documents, and the dismissal was entered without prejudice, meaning that it can't be brought back up again. Stefon Digg's ex initially filed a petition in late 2024 stating she had given birth to a daughter earlier that year, and allegedly Diggs was the child's father. Her filing asked the court to establish legal paternity, award her sole legal custody, physical custody, and ordered Diggs to pay child support and pregnancy-related expenses. At the time, Diggs formally responded by requesting genetic testing, stating he could not confirm paternity without DNA results. He also asked the court to consider joint custody if testing showed that he was the father. In a statement shared to Us Weekly, Stefon Digg's ex's attorney said that the situation had been settled, offering no further comment on whether a private agreement was reached between the parties. The case unfolded while Diggs' personal life remains in the public eye due to his relationship with Cardi B, who has spoken openly about expecting they've already had the child with Diggs. Neither Diggs or Cardi B has publicly commented. The case is now closed. No further court hearings are scheduled, and the dispute appears resolved without additional litigation. It's what I told y'all about earlier. From what I'm hearing from sources, Cardi B, Stefon Diggs, these guys are mega stars. Stefon Diggs has $100 million or over $100 million contract. Cardi B is ready to go out on tour. And we have heard already that she's over budget on her tour. She might have to put her own money into her tour. She's losing support online. Stefon Diggs and Cardi B are actively trying to change the conversation online. That test came back. And if y'all seen the baby, that baby looks just like Stefon. Okay, I know that's not a DNA test, but still. This is Stefon, Cardi B, and their team paying people off. You notice you haven't heard anything about the chef. Remember the chef that alleged that he was doing this to her, doing that, cornered her into a room, blah, 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 essay. You haven't heard nothing about that. And like I say all the time, with civil cases, it's not about what you could prove. It's about how much noise you can make in the public for a celebrity to say, I'm about to lose $150 million like Shannon Sharp and get kicked off the Patriots that might go to the Super Bowl, Or I could pay the chef off 10 million. I could give this my ex, who's the DNA test came back, didn't come back. I could pay her another 10 and keep my 150 mil. And Cardi could keep her 100 mil and go out on tour and make another 50 mil. So we're quieting down Offset. We're quieting down all these paternities, and we're just gonna live happily ever after. That is what's going on with Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. All right. Okay. That is it for quick news. Yeah, we're at the end. We're going to go over to social discussion. Stick around for social discussion. I have a really, really good video. And of course, lesson of the day. In social discussion, are men leveling up while women are not, and they're falling behind in 2026? Really, really, really good discussion. And also in lesson of the day, listen to other people around you about you. And if you walk into the wind, you will go through the bad weather quicker. Stay tuned for that. All right, before we get to social discussion, y'all know I have a very, very important question for y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Hold up, wait, let me answer that question for y'all. It's an indirect question. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All of your devices are vulnerable. If you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, please go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud, to get your free, emphasis on free, 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, or even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your credit card or banking information, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager. They also have US-based round-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything should ever go wrong, Aura also includes, not offers, includes a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. All right? Try Aura free today. You'll see the link below. It's the first link below. If you do anything online, and if you're watching me, you are online. Anytime you enter your information, I don't care what site it is, they legally can sell your information in the spirit of, we want to know what Trent's watching, want to know what he's buying, et cetera, et cetera. We want to market to him. Yeah, well, there could be bad actors that buy your information. That's when you get text messages from people that you don't know, phone numbers from people you didn't give your phone number to, emails, et cetera, et cetera. All right, you click one of those links, you do the wrong thing, you can lose a lot of money, and your information is gone like that. Aura goes on the dark web and automatically takes all your information off, and they keep it off, and they'll do it for free. Okay, so use the link below. I'll also put up the QR code right here in front of me. Take out your phone and your cameras. That is it for Aura. And also, do not forget to please join up to the Trend Out Loud membership. If you're on YouTube, you see the join button above me, and you'll see the different levels here. Make sure you all sign up today. And lastly, for those of you who ask me, I get emails, DMs all the time. Hey, we love watching the show. You're a hard worker. We want to give back. Do you have PayPal? Do you have Venmo? The best way to give back to the show, if you would like to, is the thanks button after we post the video, or a super chat while we're on live. And after the video is posted, you can find it around the comment section where there are 3 buttons, or sometimes it's right underneath the video, depending how your YouTube is set up. You just press the thanks, you select whatever amount you would like. What I love about it is that you change the comment from thanks to whatever comment you want. It sends me a notification. It's like sending me a direct text message. I'll read the comment. I will like it. I will reply back to you right away. And if you like, I can read it the next day. All right. So I'll be looking out for some super chats or super thanks. Here is YouTube explaining it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
Okay, really excited to get to this. Y'all know how much I love social discussion and lesson of the day. Are men flipping around and working on themselves And are men leveling up? Are men using the internet to become more, I don't want to say more manly, but are they using the internet to learn, to better themselves, to motivate themselves? Or are women using the internet for opposite things? Take a listen.
Huge disconnect happening between men and women right now. And I want to share something I've been realizing about why men seem to be getting better while most women are struggling more. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Men have all these platforms teaching them accountability and how to level up. But when I look at what we as women are consuming, it honestly made me realize something important. Men have podcasts like Fresh and Fit and Jocko podcast teaching discipline, Jordan Peterson teaching accountability, David Goggins teaching mental toughness, and there's so many more. They're consuming content that pushes them to build themselves up and take responsibility. But I started noticing what we as women are consuming. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Call Her Daddy, Girls Gotta Eat, Real Housewives, Love Island, and there's just so many more. And I realized this content is programming us to create more drama, feel more entitled, and expect things without bringing anything valuable ourselves. I see influencers like Sheer7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, teaching manipulation tactics, and others like Ari Fletcher, if that's how you say it, promoting OnlyFans culture, teaching us that our value comes from our sexuality instead of building actual skills or character. So we have reality TV teaching us drama, podcasts teaching us entitlement, and influencers teaching us toxic behaviors. While men are learning discipline, accountability, and how to build real value. I think the reason men don't consume this toxic content is because they don't tolerate drama. But we as women tend to be more drawn to emotional and social content, which makes us more susceptible to this programming. And the media industry knows this and exploits it. And here's what I've noticed. Whenever a woman tries to hold other women accountable, we get defensive and attack her for it. I keep seeing comments saying, this applies to men too, and although you're right, here's what I've observed. Men seem more willing to consume content that challenges them, while we gravitate toward content that validates us. The accountability content for women exists, but we're less likely to engage with it positively. When women try to help other women grow, we often get called pick-me or accused of having internalized misogyny. Men have an entire ecosystem telling them to take responsibility and work harder, and they listen. We have way more content telling us we're perfect as we are and that our problems are someone else's fault. I've realized that most of us don't want to be challenged. We prefer to be validated in our dysfunction. Meanwhile, men are embracing tough love and actually improving themselves. Men are consuming content that makes them better. We're consuming content that makes us worse. And then we wonder why there's such a disconnect. If we want better relationships and lives, we need to start consuming content that challenges us to grow, not content that validates our worst behavior.
All right. Now, I can't wait to get to the comment section on this. One thing I will say is that I feel like she is being very general. Whenever I talk about something like this, I always like to put an asterisk beside it. Everyone's Instagram is set up differently. That's the beauty of Instagram. So what you like, forward, et cetera, that's what Instagram is going to feed you more of, right? And you can see that this girl is a little bit younger. But it's still telling that she is saying this, pushing back against, what she is seeing on her Instagram and probably in her friend group. But I will say, though, that I do see, if you just average out videos that do come across, and I do get a lot of these videos because on one of my accounts, the Trend Out Loud show, I don't follow anybody. And now that I'm doing more social discussions and lessons of the day, I'm getting a lot of these videos. And I do see when women are talking about men, they're like, I want an alpha man. I want a man to do this. I want a man to step up. I don't want him to be playing PlayStation all day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And y'all know me already. I totally agree with all of that stuff as an alpha male myself. But, that's what women are hearing, right? And they're not hearing anything about them. They're hearing men. This is the man you got to pick. This is the man you want. This man you want. And then I also agree with her that I don't necessarily agree with some of the things that guys are saying and some of the guys that she named. But I will say, though, in the, I can't believe I'm even saying his name, but the Andrew Tate era, who disgusts me and I hate that guy. Since then, there has been a flood of male influencers that are not necessarily as derogatory and misogynistic as Andrew Tate, but have taken up the manly, man this and man do this and whatever, blah, blah. And even Nick Fuentes, who is just a horrible human being. I played something from you guys yesterday. Him too, who's probably at the top of that list. He's saying a bunch of stuff, but also saying, men, you have to do better. Men, you have to do this. You have to do whatever. So I do feel like it's getting on both sides. So ladies, how do you feel about that? And what do you think that's going to mean for the next generation of women that are going to be moms, that are going to be aunties, that are going to be CEOs, that are going to be leaders in this world, presidents or whatever? The women that are getting this online message that she's talking about, what does that mean for the future? Can't wait to come and discuss it with y'all. Okay, let's go over to lesson of the day. Okay, this is a great lesson. You guys have heard me say this a few times. This is talking about listening to people around you about you. I always say it's almost like watching a movie. You are in the movie and you only see like your character. People that are watching you get to see you. And what he's going to talk about is people, when you hear the same things, it's normally pretty true. Take a listen.
I did my dream partner. We're already engaged. She's sitting in front of me at a cafe and things are getting a little heated. And in them getting heated, she repeats word for word exactly what my ex-partner used to say about me. I have a moment where I'm like, you're fucking crazy. And then I go, holy shit, that's exactly what she said. So then I go, time out. For two people to say the same thing to me, I'm obviously unconsciously doing something. And then that's where you get to like really humble yourself and surrender to the situation, because life is trying to teach you something right now. You didn't get the lesson the first time, so are you going to get it this time? And you get to either resist or surrender. And when you surrender, you get to go, baby, I'm sorry. I'm just acknowledging, like, I don't know what I'm doing. So please help me to like see this, because I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to get better. And that's where two people can help each other heal. When you feel safe enough to speak your truth, because you know they'll hold you and they'll help you with that.
And again, that goes back to something I always say too about finding the right person, whether it be a friend, whether it be a girl or a guy or whatever. Always put yourself in situations around people that are always going to have your best interest at heart. And I'm not at all saying take everything somebody says to you, your neighbor that doesn't like you, or somebody at work, but somebody genuinely who has your best interest at heart, and they're like, yo, like, you're this, or you're like that, or you might not realize, but like, why do you think you're in this situation 2 or 3 times? Maybe it's this, or maybe it's that. And it's up to you if you want to take that in and be like, oh, how is this person saying this to me or whatever? But when the guy who you're dating or the girl who you're dating says it, when one of your friends that you're not talking to, they say it, and then you got, if it keeps on going on, I think it's time to look within. All right. So it's a big lesson to learn. And this one, I really, really love. This is so me. Take a listen.
Beautiful analogy of a cow and a bison. So cows and bison are very similar in terms of their animal history, but they have a very, very different approach to how they weather storms and challenges that they might experience, like a physical storm. So cows have been observed to huddle together, usually under a tree, but also they generally walk away from the storm. So they'll walk with the wind. And then what happens is they end up receiving the brunt of the storm when the storm eventually catches up to them. Bison, on the other hand, have been observed to walk towards a storm. Mm-hmm. They walk into the wind, which counterintuitively means they generally pass the brunt of the storm. They get through it much quicker. There are 2 mindsets. There is the bison mindset, where you see the bad thing, you acknowledge the bad thing, you approach the bad thing, knowing that there's light on the other side.
Let's go.
Or the cow mindset. You avoid the bad thing. You run away from the bad thing. You don't want to own up to the bad thing or take ownership over it. You run away, and then it'll just get worse and worse and worse. How do we embody more of that bison mindset?
Yeah.
How do we just acknowledge life is hard? Life is really hard, and you get to choose how you're going to show up to that hard. Are you going to try and avoid it? So when we're experiencing discomfort, it's the brain's way of telling us, hey, this is uncertain. I don't like it. Go back and play it safe, because then I don't have to use as much energy, right? But if you can acknowledge that that discomfort is often what triggers neurotrophins in the brain, which are these proteins that help us learn things and develop new pathways in the brain. And it's through discomfort that we get that way. And that's why learning something new is uncomfortable. Because it's triggering parts in the brain. Yeah. But the more you do that, the easier it gets. And then that initial discomfort is so much less the next time. And then less the next time. You almost reinterpret what you feel. Hey, I feel this way because I care. I feel this way because it's excitement, not fear. And that idea of being the bison, stepping into the discomfort, putting yourself out there.
I don't know why that cut like that, but you guys got the point. Love this. And I love at the end when she's like, the more you do it, it's not going to feel scary or negative. It's going to feel like it's good because you know the outcome. You know, I'm walking through the wind. I know it's going to be sunshine on the other side. I'm not saying my whole life I've been like that, but for a little while I have been like that, or good while I've been like that. And that's why I say this with an asterisk. I don't necessarily get excited for bad times, but I know bad times are going to come. So I know I just need to walk through it, because once the bad time is over, I know it's going to be good. So I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Like, I know that life cannot always be good. So let's go. And you learn so much in the bad times. And I'll talk about relationships in a second, but even in business or in your job or whatever. And I'll talk about this at length in my book. That's why I have 2 books. One, How Sneakers Saved My Life, and one, How Sneakers Ruined My Life. I talk about making a lot of money, expanding, building a national brand from the trunk of my car. Then my second book, Ruined My Life, which a lot of entrepreneurs don't talk about. I talk about losing tremendous amounts of money, closing down stores, and being days away from bankruptcy. And I learned 30 times more in my second book, How Sneakers Ruined My Life. And you will learn more in that book about yourself and about business, because you learn more when things are going wrong, because you have to navigate and get through them. Building is easy. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, it worked. I just keep on going. It's bad. How do you navigate through the bad times? I learned so much about myself. That's when I started getting into therapy. That's when I started calming down. That's when I started getting serious. I only am the man who I am today because of that trouble that I went through. Was almost 3 or 4 years waking up thinking I was going to lose everything. Now, bringing that back to a relationship, it's the same thing with a relationship. Of course, who wants bad times? You want to be with your girl, you want to be your guy, and you want everything to be amazing. But literally, I try to focus on the way how we're having dialogue during those bad times, and not necessarily focus too much on the issue, because I know issues are going to come up. If you get married and you're together with somebody for 40, 50 years, issues are going to come up. But how you guys get through those bad times is what going to build a relationship. That's what's going to tell me, I know I could trust this person. I know I could rely on this person. I know this person's temper. I know this person's whatever. They even say, you want to get to know somebody? You know what I mean? Like, get a flat tire with them, or go through like an adventure. You'll learn someone's temperament. You'll learn, or travel with somebody. Miss a plane with somebody, do something with somebody, go hiking, you know what I mean? And then you'll know, play a game, you'll know their temperament, you'll know, are they cheating? Are they doing this? Hey, it's me and you against this other person, but I don't want to cheat to win the game. You find a lot about someone's personality through the bad times and some of the arguments. And I'm telling you, it's super attractive when somebody is willing to just go through that bad time. It literally happened to me last week. I had not a disagreement, maybe like a misunderstanding. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm done. And she just picked up the phone and called me. She's like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but this is this and that is that. And you maybe misunderstood. I was like, come over. You know what I mean? I was like, who cares about the incident? Like, you were just ready to just go through that and just, put whatever we have to put aside and talk. I want to deal with it in 5 minutes. And that's more important than the issue to me. So the lesson is, walk through the bad times, because when you get through the storm, it is a rainbow and sunshine on the other side. All right. Okay. Let's go to question of the day. And then I'm very, very excited to get to comments, because there's a lot of questions, a lot of comments waiting for me. So let's go to questions. I think I pushed that button too quickly. All right. Here is a question of the day, y'all. So question of the day is, tell me a movie you just don't get the hype around. First person said, Love and Basketball. Really? A goofy movie? What? N-words playing in her face since they was kids, and blah, blah, dunked on her and torn her ACL. Okay, I think they're being funny, but Love and Basketball, such a good movie. Somebody says all the Harry Potter movies. I'm in that camp. Put me in that camp because I don't like sci-fi and stuff like that. I don't get the hype. Sinners, I love it for the actors, but I didn't get the movie itself. Do you know I have not watched Sinners? Shame on me. And I call myself a movie and show buff. But that's because I'm so into shows right now. I don't even want to watch a movie for 2 hours. I need like a series, or at least a limited series, 8 hours. Somebody says Fast and the Furious. I'm convinced they're never going to stop till the cars fly. Okay, y'all know I'm a car guy, so I totally get Fast and Furious. Another person said Love and Basketball. He played her the entire movie. Star Wars. See, I don't like sci-fi, but I get Star Wars. Another person said Avatar. You're crazy. Love Jones. Come on, that's good. Another person said Love Jones. The Big Lewinsky. Baby Boy. Yo, how could you not like Baby Boy? That's just not cool. Everybody saying Harry Potter are just some hating ASs. Baby Boy. All that screaming and crying irritates the crap out of me. That's crazy. Another person said Sinners. Lion King and the Grinch. What? You're definitely not in touch with your soft side. Wicked. Yeah, see, I would never watch Wicked. Any musical? I don't get musicals. Why do you want to watch a movie with people that break out in song? No, I'm not watching musicals. Another person said all the Fast and the Furiouses. Another person said Baby Boy, Twilight, Wicked, Star Wars, Norbit. Yeah, Norbit wasn't amazing. Lord of the Rings. See, I don't like old setting movies. That's why I was late to Game of Thrones, but ended up loving Game of Thrones, and I like Lord of the Rings. Titanic, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Fast and the Furious, Jurassic Park, Wicked, Twilight. The Friday movies. Wow, that's really mean. Friday, Twilight, all Tyler Perry movies. Okay, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not rushing, but you know, Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. You have to know, like that one that he has on Netflix, Beauty in Black. Like, you know, it's going to be McDonald's level production, but that's who he is. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be like the greatest acting, the greatest cinematography. So you have to just accept it. All right, that's all I have. Let me come over to the comment section and talk with my people. Let my people go. Coming over to the comments. All right. Yo, I think we had a good show. I hate how there's applause. Yo. I thought we had a good show today, man. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I am literally finishing off right on time. And I'm always coming to the comment section 1 hour later. That's amazing. All right, let's go through these. Boom. Crystal's in the building. What up, Trent? Out louders. Let's go. Kim in the building. Let's go. Hey, Crystal. Let's go. BBRBD heart section. Crystal says, hey to Kim. Gia, hey, Trent. Let's go. It's so cold today. It hurts. What up, Manhattan in the building? Kim is saying hi to everybody. Tess is in the building. Braiding hair. However, I'm here. My gosh, I need to get my hair braided too. Yo. Natasha's in the building. Crystal saying hi to everybody. Crystal, Tez, you know, the crew's up in here, man. You know, we're a tight crew in here. Natasha, Tez saying hi to everybody. Emily, hey, Trent, let's go. Everybody, Tampa, Florida. What up, Tampa? Natasha's in the building. Tez. Yes. Oh my gosh. 3 inches of ice. I know. Scary, yo. Emily from Florida, welcome. All right, you guys are saying hi to everybody. Natasha, boom. We're supposed to get a lot of snow and ice the East Coast through Monday. My gosh, I am nervous for y'all, man. Kim said hit that like button. Hey, Mystery is here. What up? From Twitch in the UK. Emily, Natasha saying hi to Kim. Everybody, on my way home. Thanks for asking. Mystery, streaming, Kim. Let's go. Why do people care about Hollywood so much? What is that? I think you're probably going to be talking about Jayda and them. I think. Hey, Trent, saying hello from Bella. Sorry. Hey, Trent, I'm saying ciao, Bella from Italy. Hey, we got Italy in the building. Hey, June from Italy. What up? Natasha saying hi to Kim. Kim and Natasha just talking here. Melva. Oh, I didn't see Melva. Hey, Melva, what up, what up, what up? Melva's here. I'm sure she's going to come in soon. Melva in the house. Bam, 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 bam. Teresa's in the house. Hey, out louders. Happy hump day. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, here is Melva. Hey, Kim, Teresa, Crystal. Happy hump day. Teresa saying hi to Melva and everybody. Love this. All the hellos, all the hellos. Natasha, Kim, hump day. What up, what up, what up? Crystal. Hey, Natasha. There you go. Natasha and Kim. Here we go. That Tasha K and Bilal interview is off the Richter scale. Great job with the update, Trent. Thank you very much. Natasha said, yes, yes, NYC. You gotta love what? You've got lots of females here. They can co-host for you, Trent. 1000%, man. Ladies are always representing. Melva, Kim said that's so true. Yes, Trent, we would love to be your co-host, says Crystal. This is crazy. 70% of her earnings. Yeah, that is crazy. Well, I should speak for others, but I would love to be your co-host. That's Crystal. Ditto, Crystal, Kim. Yeah, when it comes time where we have like so many people and I need moderators, y'all know that y'all are definitely all the moderators. Come on, been here since day one. Where did that word come from, Trent? Caveat. Melva's making fun of me in my Trent language. Us ladies got you, Trent. Thank you, Crystal. Poet said, I've never caught a live. Well, welcome, Poet. Crystal said, Kim said that part. The plane had to do an emergency turnaround because he ished himself. I heard about that. Melva said, do it already. Crystal said, yo, this is why Trump needs to stop chasing so much chaos. Kim and Crystal are talking. Agreed with Melva. Yes, I heard the news about Mr. T Rem Air Force One returning to the base. Something definitely up, 1000%. A land with ice, Iceland. I know, wasn't that funny? Anytime Trump makes a mistake, they won't just say he made a mistake. They're always gonna try some stupidness, man. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you. His new name is Donald Dump. That's hilarious, Natasha. Extra said, hey, Turn Out Loud show. Let's promote. Oh, yeah, that's a bot or whatever. Kim is laughing at Natasha and Melva. All right. You guys are just joking around here. Michael came and said something that wasn't really nice. I heard Bruce Springsteen donated $500,000 to her family. What? That's crazy. And don't forget, Renee Good's family turned off their GoFundMe at $1.5 million. They're like, please donate it to somebody else. While Jonathan Ross, his GoFundMe is still on. But for what? There's no investigation. He didn't lose anything, but he got $500,000. Crazy. Crystal, this is terrible. All this ish is so sad and terrible. It just makes me sick. The Ice and Renee thing. Yeah, it's just crazy. Lamar Odam and Chloe were married. Okay, thank you very much. Chloe is Lamar's ex-wife. Thank you very much, Kim and Melva, for that. Snow, let's go, Ice. There's more violent protesters out there. Oh, gosh. Mystery said, Mr. T made it to Switzerland, and we don't know the outcome of the Greenland deal as it is still hanging in the balance. Oh, my days. Well, apparently he put on True Social that he made a deal, and through tough negotiation, they came to a deal. But he's not telling us what the deal is, and there's no thing that's different. Greenland never said that they couldn't come there, set up bases, and do whatever they want, do all their defense. Greenland just said, we want to stay Greenlanders. We want to stay a sovereign nation. You can't own us. It's not like Donald Trump came out in the meeting and was like, we own Greenland now. Nothing has changed. He's just lying. Addiction is an MFer, Kim. Barb said the Kardashians made him so they damaged all the black men they got involved with. Gia said the judge should mandate rehab for a few months for him. 1000%. I feel so bad for him, man. Barb says this time with blacks, but Fat Joe and all these Latinos talking ish as if they're on a black timeout. Kim says, I do not agree with Fat Joe. J. Cole did exactly what he was supposed to do, not feed into the hype. But I'm sorry, Trent, but I disagree with you when it comes to J. Cole. But he is a rapper, and he did say that he was the number one, that he's the best, that he's Muhammad Ali. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him. All I'm just saying is that he can't call himself number one. He can't say that he is in that class with Drake and Kendrick. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad rapper. I'm just saying is that he can't come out and brag about being the number one rapper if you don't defend your title. You can't say I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, but not defend. That's all I'm saying. All love for J. Cole. Barb says clashing in the dancehall culture, yet Cartel sitting on his ASS while everybody diss him. People not saying he should come out. They saying he should ignore. Plus just fake in the culture. Period. Okay. Peter said Dr. Umar is a fraud. Electra said Dr. Umar is just talking and ain't doing anything but getting people's money. Just disgusting. The UK and the US have strong ties with each other. They are just two countries politically, financially, and in WAR. If they should ever fall out, it would be a world disaster. And they would have a near miss today with what's going on in Switzerland. Kim said she agrees with Electra. That's about J. Cole. Barbie said, dumb people giving so-called Dr. Umar money, and then they want to complain. If dumb people want to give him money, oh well, don't blame him. Blame the people who love to give away money. Yeah, I just, it's crazy. You're supposed to share it to DU. You're supposed, what? Sorry, that was Melva said, you're supposed to share it to DU. Nala said, hey, out louders. As he should be in trouble. That's what Melva said. Poet said, people still send Dr. Umar money. I know, it's crazy. I'm sure he ain't going to get no more money anymore. Crystal said, I guess you'll have another court case to follow, Trent. Exactly. Mystery said, you're right, Trent, about Dr. Umar. They will be checking him out after that speech. 1000%. Mars says, apparently the World Economic Forum was evaluated. What up, Mars? Poet said, they should be using protection. Barb says, all the dunce, like Cardi having SCX with Diggs without protection. It is so nasty. This man, everybody without, this shows he don't like, he's dangerous. Barbie said, yeah, okay. Crystal said she agrees with Poet. Barbie says, my question is, though, why Diggs' team not suing him for all these allegations? Poet, yes, I was thinking the same thing. Where's the protection? Crystal said, maybe they're allergic to latex. That's funny. Kim is laughing. Cancel Diggs, I mean. Yep. Poet, I'm allergic to latex. Crystal, Kim. Has anybody seen Will in the chat? Yeah, where's Will Willis? Crystal says, no, I was wondering the same thing. Kim, he makes it sometimes because he's in California. I think he's 3 hours behind. Kim says, hey, Trent, Katie listening from West London. What up, UK? I have no idea what she's talking about. Okay, that's Kim. Welcome, etc. Kim says, does this girl, what? Damn, this girl is completely wrong. I have literally learned how to go in and do some serious inner healing from the internet content. Crystal said, Kim said she totally agrees with Crystal. Who's she really talking about? Certainly not me. Plus, I don't see viewpoint. Like I said, I really think that's a younger generation. And like I said, I think that everyone's internet is different, but I do see a lot of that as well. But I trust you ladies. You guys know more than me. Poet said she needs to say some women. That's what I'm saying. You can't just generalize and say women, women, women. Like you have to say, hey, you know, a certain group or my friend group or, you know, Generation Z or what. You can't just say women are like that. You know, I totally agree with you. You can't just generalize like that. You are so right, Melva. I was thinking the same thing. She has to be talking about the younger generation. Exactly. 16 to 24. Totally agree with all of you with that. Yep. Poet says, I'm not even looking for a man. Crystal said, I have been consuming nothing but content about how to build and take accountability for my shadows. Maybe the reason she is only seeing this type of content is because, and then Melvin said, period. This is a continuation. Her algorithm is algorithm, meaning that is what she is looking for. If she doesn't like it, maybe she should change what she is looking up. Totally agree. But I also think what she's saying is that there is a lot of that content out there. Of course, is she getting more? Yes, because whatever the generation she's in. But just in general, even if you're not looking for it, that's why she was saying listing the top 1, 2, or 3 podcasts out there, the top 1, 2, or 3 influencers out there, whatever. Even if it's not in yours, what she's saying is the most popular content creators and more popular podcasts are saying these things to women. It might not be getting to all women, but they are saying that, and it's getting and affecting the younger generation. I think more that's what she is trying to say. Poet says Fuentes does not care about women. I hate Nick Fuentes. Crystal, I'm weak. I'm over here dying of laughing. I love it. Poet says my algorithm is mostly hip hop jokes and puppies. Frank says, you talking about coming out? Poet says I'm never dating again. Crystal says facts. Let people that avoid situations in the end only waste more energy and usually makes it way worse than just facing it. 1000% agree with that. Kim said, yes, Crystal, agree. I learned by my early 30s just to deal with situations and move on. Yes. Love that. Last Shay said, hi, my Jamaican brother. What up, my Jamaican sister? From another mother. What up? Crystal said, I agree, Trent. It doesn't necessarily get excited to face issues, but when it comes to relationships, I value working on issues. It opens your eyes to the real person they are and creates a very strong relationship bond. Totally agree, Crystal. When you get through the issues, Crystal says it's not me against you, it's me and you against the issue, period. Woo! I love that, Crystal. Yes. Crystal said she loves Baby Boy. They are mostly all good movies. I agree. Virtue said, no, this is a bot. Emma said, hey, Out Louders. What up? Emma saying hi to Kim. We are expecting ice in New Orleans. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. I don't want to go out in the snow, Poet said. Mars says, bad and great moments show you the best and worst side of people. Totally agree with that, Mars. June from Italy, welcome. Hey, Out Louders from Mars. And Emma says, there's Mars. And then Mercy said, great show again, Trent, as always. Well, thank you. Now I'll get to the last comments. Anybody have any other comments out there? Before I let y'all go, I just want to remind y'all of 3 quick things. For those of you who want to give back to the show while we're live, there's a super chat after we post this. There are super thanks. You'll find like the 3 buttons near the comment section underneath the video. That's how you can give back to the show if you would like to support your favorite YouTube host. Also, just want to remind you to join the Out Loud membership, become an official Out Louder. If you're on YouTube, you see a join button above me or a membership link, or not a link, but a membership tab. Just hit that and sign up today. And also make sure you sign up for Aura. I will put this QR code here for you. Scan, but do not go on the web or do anything without having some level of protection. It's a scary time out there. And if you don't, make sure you get Aura. It's absolutely free. The first link below, sign up. Or it could take all your information off the dark web. No more text messages, no more phone calls, no more emails. You'll be safe, all right? Now, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of 3 ways to keep up with the show. For those of you who like to listen on podcast platforms, we're available on every single one of them. Just go to any pod site, type in Trent Out Loud. the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we update upload 5 days a week. Now, the second way is for the people who like watching shows like this, video, like me. So if you like that, make sure you head on over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud. When you get there, 6 things I'm gonna need you to do. First 2 is hit that subscribe and hit that like button, get the algorithming, like you hear Kim say all the time. Hit that like button. The third thing is please try to comment. I love all the live comments. My crew, as you can see in there, who's with me and rocking every day. I love each and every single one of you and the new ones that come along. But I still need you all to please comment underneath the videos after we post it. It definitely helps the algorithm, but it helps on continuing the conversation. For those who missed the live, we need the conversation going. People always ask me all the time, how do you do a show by yourself? I don't. You guys are my co-hosts. You all are my team, so please comment. Now, for those who don't want to comment, I don't want you to feel pressured. One of the things that you can do, or something that you can comment, is let me know the country or city that you're watching the show in. I look at all the comments every night before I go to bed, and my favorite thing to see is how global this show is, all right? So let me know which country, city you're watching from. Fourth, I say this every day, and it's actually going up as one of the most important of the 6 things. Please, if you're enjoying the show, if you're enjoying the content, please try to share this channel with your family, friends, and loved ones. We are here not for a short time, but for a long time, all right? We are working on building this platform. We're building this network. We are new media. So the more you help share this platform and this show with people, it helps in our sustainability, okay? We would love for you to share it with like-minded people. We are very open here. That's what the Out Louders are about, whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat or independent. We want both sides so that we could just come together, learn from each other, and communicate, all right? So please try to help and build this Out Louder community. 5th thing, sign up for that Out Loud membership. And 6th, don't forget a super chat or super thanks after the video is posted. We appreciate all your support. Now, the third way to keep up, and this is our new way, we live stream every day between 5 and 6 o'clock, number around 5:30. We stream live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on YouTube, we stream in 2 different feeds. You can either watch us on your computer or tablet in the phone or tablet form, in a vertical form, or you can watch us live on your TV or laptop in a normal horizontal form, all right? So we're on 2 different feeds on YouTube. We are also live on Twitch. We are live on Instagram, and we're live on Kick. That's like 6 different platforms where you can catch us live every day. So whether you like podcasts, whether you like video, or whether you like streaming, we provide you all 3. So make sure you check us out somehow, some way. Now, for those of you who want to follow up with me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And thinking of Instagram, or speaking of Instagram, rather, please follow me on the Trend Out Loud show on Instagram. I'm very active on there. You guys see I played a couple of videos today from there. I do reels every hour or every 2 hours. It's my way of giving quick takes, having fun. It's a little bit more natural. I might be like, just, I don't know, sitting down on the couch. I could just be in my bed, coming out the shower, whatever it is. It's just me in my natural state, no lighting or whatever. And that's how I get some of my stories. As you know, things break throughout the day. And I give you quick takes, 5-second, 10-second takes. I'll play a video for you, and it gives you a little preview of what I'm going to talk about in the show. So I'm really having a lot of fun on that platform. Please try to check me out, the Trend Out Loud show on Instagram, all right? All right, that is it for today's show. Like I said, thank you for hanging with me. I'm going to go over and see if there's a little bit more comments. Kim gave us the celebration emoji. Mars says, hey, T, the World Forum is where all the political leaders are. They cleared the room because of an odd smell. Really? I didn't hear that. That must have just been breaking now. Last thing I heard was that Trump was there and he was making a deal with NATO over Greenland. That's the last I heard. I did not hear about this bad smell. Thank you for that, Mars. Natasha said, we love you too, Trent. Thank you. Kim said, another great show, Trent. As always, peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Thank you, Kim. Christopher says, my name is Christopher. Well, welcome, Christopher. I don't know what this word is. This person's name, Soul. I think maybe Brenda. Hey, Trent, I'm watching from, I don't know how to pronounce that, but CA. So California in the building. What up, what up, what up? Thank you for watching. Kim said, hey, Christopher. And Kim gets the last one. Hey, Soulful Brenda from California. Welcome. Kim is so nice and welcoming. Kim, you have the last comment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great show. Supporting me. That is it. We are ending the stream. We are out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. And it's Thursday. That means Friday's coming up. 2 more days before the weekend. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hey! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Turn Out Loud. Peace!